Hi, my name is Cody, and today we're going to be going over cutting with an acetylene torch. To get started, we want to make sure that we have our proper PPE, our welding gloves, and safety goggles. And we're going to start with the oxygen tank. You will open the oxygen tank up all the way, because it has, if you don't open that all the way up, it'll leak out of the top there. And then you'll set your regulator for how much is going to the torch, and you want that to be at about 20 to 40 psi. Next, we're going to set our acetylene tank, and to do this you'll crack the tank open and then turn it no more than a quarter turn after that. This is for safety reasons. So if anything catches fire, just turn it off real quick. Your pressure regulator going to a torch, you're going to want to set that to between 5 and 10 psi, because acetylene is very, under high pressure, is dangerous, and once it starts going over 15 psi, it starts becoming very unstable. Next, we're going to set up the torch. You have two oxygen valves on here, one at the bottom. You're going to turn all the way on, and the one on top, towards the top of the torch, that one's for controlling your flame. And then you're going to crack your acetylene valve just where it starts kind of leaking some out of the torch there, so you can light it. You light it, and now when you're setting your flame, you don't want the acetylene to be too low. As you can see here, there's a lot of smoke and soot coming off the flame. You don't want that. You want to get it to where it just starts feathering out and the smoke is kind of dissipated, and make sure you actually have your safety goggles on. Now when you go to add your oxygen, you're going to want to do it, set it to a neutral flame. If you have it where there's a feather out like this here, that's a carbonizing flame. If you do too much oxygen, you'll hear a strong whooshing sound. That's an oxidizing flame. You don't want that. You want to set it to a neutral flame, so where that feather, those cones are just to a sharp point. You will then hit the little handle on the back and adjust, make sure you get there. When you go to cut, make sure the hoses are behind you. Mind where your hands are, or it'll do something like that where you have to readjust your flame. And like I said, make sure your lines are behind you while you're cutting. When you go to cut, you want your flame to be half on, half off the metal, so it can preheat the metal. And here you can see I got too close to the metal, which actually snuffed out the flame on the torch, so I had to reset everything. And like I said, when you start the cut, half on, half off, heat the metal, get yourself comfortable, support the torch with one hand, and once it starts glowing cherry red, you push the little lever to actually start the cut, and do a smooth motion, not too slow, not too fast, all the way across. To turn the torch off, you will turn your oxygen off first, and then you will turn off your acetylene. Let's take a quick look at this cut. If you can kind of see it along the cut, there's a lot of slag there. I went a little too slow, and I kind of lost my motion there, so it's a little wiggly in the middle.